Hello, it's Lynn with Occupational Therapy from the Little Lighthouse, and I was wanting to talk to y'all today about some cutting ideas and the progression of cutting with the strengthening of your hands and different things that we can do to encourage that. We talked a little bit last week about using your go fingers and opening and closing your scissors with the hand placement. And this week we're going to just discuss of the importance of being able to use your whole hand, stabilizing with this side and getting the pinch with this side. And it's more of a lateral pinch and the tip pinch. So there's the tripod, tip, and lateral. Lateral is like a key, and it's also called the key pinch. And that's a lot of the time the way we use our scissors is with that hand placement, and that's why it's a thumbs up approach, because it's just like you're turning a key. So just giving you some ideas to strengthen that, some things we use, and kind of the progression of how scissor skills develop. Well, when we first look at scissor skills, the first thing a child has to be able to do is to snip with the scissors. And we actually have pinch scissors that are just like, all you have to do is push and then it opens for yourself. And we did use these in the Moses today. And this is a very good initial scissor to use for an adaptation. When I'm teaching scissor skills, we first learn to make one snip, which would be thumbs up towards your face, one snip. So it doesn't have to be anywhere. So I usually start with like a 1-inch strip of construction paper, and the consistency of the paper has some impact too. You can hold the paper for the child first and just let them squeeze. You can even help them squeeze once you place it in their hand. So then you would progress to a broad line and trying to stay on the line. I'm going to let go of that side. And then a thinner line. And snipping is just opening and closing. Once they gain that opening and closing and they realize how to do it, it goes to more of a consecutive stroke, which would be opening, and closing. And you can actually assist by pushing a little bit to give them the feedback to move up. And I usually do like a little bit thicker where it takes 2 cuts to go through, and always do it without lines first and just have them cut, and if they can, when they bounce back, say go again, and that's almost 3, so that's a little bit too thick, but just really getting 2 snips is what you want to do next. And as they get that, they're going to go into like 3, and then we would be ready for this size. And this is just 1/4 of the paper, and that's about a 4-inch line. And how I get this is I take a piece of construction paper, fold it into fourths, and then I cut those pieces out. And at first it would just be cutting directly across the paper anyway, and they might try to tear it after they get to that second stroke sometimes, and that's okay. That's just showing that they're learning that. And we go then from cutting on the marker thick line straight across 4 inches to 4 inches of a curved line. And usually it's thicker than this. I didn't have thicker markers today. And then angled line, and when they master this, they're ready for all of their shapes, because that is like the angles that are in squares and triangles and things. And this would be a combination of holding, cutting, turning the paper, cutting, turning the paper, cutting. So that is a more advanced skill. So you want to just encourage the snipping first and strengthening that. And construction paper and different thicknesses of paper also help that. You can use anything around the house to help. I've used junk mail. That's a really good thing, because if they're cutting it up, it needs to be cut up anyway. Just folded pieces of paper that might come in with warranties and different things that you're not going to use. And just extra scrap paper. That's good, because it gives something to hold and cutting.